أعوذ بالله بسم الله إن ولي الله أعوذ بالله بسم الله إن ولي الله أعوذ بالله بسم الله إن ولي الله الفاتحة بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا صراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. Assalamu alaikum. This is an advanced practice. It's not for new people, but if you're on the YouTube video, you have good karma. You're very lucky, because after this is over, it will be locked. You will not be able to watch it if you're not watching it right now. So, this is very advanced. It comes from my Sheikh is teaching, our Sheikh, Sheikh Musa Jakati, is teaching me something called Kimya Sa'adat. It's Arabic. Kimya Sa'adat is Arabic for a secret practice in our Sufi order called the alchemy of happiness. We have over 100 million people in our order. Out of the 100 million people in our order, maybe only 1,000 of us got this. I'm the first person in America to ever get this. For a fact. Y'all will be the next people to get this. Do not give this to nobody. The alchemy of happiness is based off of 3 practices. Allah, people, and money. The Sheikh said, if you don't have all 3 of these, you'll never have happiness. Straight up. You have to have direct connection with Allah, good people around you, and you got to have some money. Straight up. Whoever said being poor was spiritual was a fucking liar. That's right. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, the hand like this is better than the hand like this. One of the 5 pillars of Islam is zakat. If you don't have no money, you can't give zakat. If you don't have no money, you can't go make hajj. The Sheikh explained this. If you have money, but no connection to Allah, that's bad too. Okay? If you have people with no money, you can't feed them, that's bad. If you got people and Allah with no money, that's not good. If you got a whole bunch of people with a lot of money but no connection to God, that ain't good either. He said for pure alchemy of happiness, you have to have direct connection with Allah through the prayers and the names that you're using. The prayers that you're using should bring you kinetic energy or the power of attraction that will bring you people. And the people coming to you need to have some money. It's kind of opposite of what we've been taught in America. We had this concept of being a poor righteous teacher. That comes from Arabic, the word in Arabic for, they misinterpret this. Fakir. Fakir means someone who is in a state of poverty. And then you have Allah, who's Al-Ghani, the rich. Fakir is a state of poverty, but poverty meaning I don't need nothing else but this Al-Ghani, Allah who is rich. It's not like a state of I don't have nothing. So the people who interpret the fakir say, oh, I'm a poor fakir. Can I have some charity? No. The fakir is one who is poor in the sense that he knows that Allah is Al-Ghani, who is rich, who gives him Ya Razak. Allah is Ya Razak, the provider of wealth and sustenance. If the Lord we worship is Ghani, then he says, Allah says, I'm Al-Mughni. He's rich, but he's Mughni, the one who enriches you. This whole practice is based on having a direct connection to Allah through the names you're using, having good people around you, and having the power of attraction to bring you wealth and money. Any questions?
What's Al-Mughni stand for? What's Al-Mughni?
Al-Ghani is the one who is rich. Mu is an Arabic prefix. Mughani, Al-Mughni is the one who is the enricher, who makes you rich. The secret of this practice is based off of the number 484. Amalu, Anasu, example. If I take the word Allah, Alif Lam Lam Ha, 1, 30, 35. What's the mathematical value of Allah in Arabic? 66. If you take Muhammad, 40. Damn, I remember. Excuse me. 92, right? Meme is 40, high 80. High is 8. Meme is 40 again. The Dal is 4. Add that up, it's 92. I'm just giving you some examples of how we get these numbers in Arabic. Every time people see me text, I'm always writing 787, right? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. 19 letters. If you were to add up the numerical value of Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, in West Africa is 786, in Mecca, Medina is 7, in West Africa is 787, in other countries is 786. Why? Because this name Rahman can be written more than one. Okay. This is Ar-Rahman. But in West Africa, they write Rahman like this. They put, can anybody see the difference? So in the other Islamic schools, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim is 786. But in West Africa, we write it with an extra alif, Rahman, to make the A sound longer, which will change the 86 to one more number, 87. That's the difference between 786 and 787. It's still the Rahman, but it's the way it's written in Arabic that makes the total value of Bismillah ar-Rahman 786 or 787. Both numbers are correct. I gave all those examples to say this. Amalu means money. Anasu means people. if you were to write these two words in Arabic, what number you think they would equal?
484.
Exactly 484. So anytime you use any dhikr with this number 484, it's going to bring you money and people. Y'all get the concept? Now, this whole series of dhikrs is what we call a weird. It's advanced practice to give you direct connection to Allah, people, and money. I know people have been practicing. I taught about 5 years ago, I taught a weird called the Cane of Wisdom. This is the new one called the Cane of Happiness. Because if you practice this, you will have a direct connection to Allah, people will come around you, and you always have money. And if you have all three of that, you have what? Happiness. Any questions? Before the first dhikr, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, exactly 66 times. Based on what I just said on this board, why are we using 66 times for Bismillahirrahmanirrahim? Exactly. Allah's name in Arabic adds up to 66. Okay? So we're reciting Bismillahirrahmanirrahim with the exact number of the name of Allah. This is pure alchemy. You ever had a briefcase with a combination on it? Lockers? If the combination on that lock is 384, if you put in 256, will it open? No. If you put in 284, will it open? You got to put in exactly 384 for it to open. That's how Allah in the unseen world is. The universe is based off of mathematics and numbers. If you have the exact number with the exact name, it's like you got a combination for whatever you're looking for. But it got to be all day long in science. H2O, 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen make water. If I put 2 hydrogens and 2 oxygens, is that water? No. If I put H3O, is that water? No. It got to be exactly, everything else in nature is exactly mathematical. So your prayer should be exactly mathematical. Allah speaks through math and numbers. A lot of us didn't get that. You got 5 prayers, each with a certain number of rakats. That's mathematics. It's 6,000. Oh, let me give y'all another secret. What's the number for Allah? 66. You know how you know the Quran is the exact book from God? The Quran got 6,666 verses in it. What? Allah done stamped the book with his, like, bam, bam. You can't make that up.
6,666 verses in the Quran.
6,666 verses in the Quran. If you take this phrase, 6 plus 6 is 12. I love this. 12 plus 1 is 3, right? If you take La ilaha illallah, in Arabic, it's 165. La ilaha illallah is 165. Bam! 5 plus 1 again, you got 66, don't you? then you got the same 3. How is it that Allah's name is come down to 3 and La ilaha illallah got 12 letters, but it ends up equaling 3? Once you start getting into the numbers and mathematics in the Quran, you be like, whoa, this thing right here, it got something extra. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim 66 times. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa sallim 66 times. O Allah, salli, send prayers Allah upon Sayyidina, our leader, Muhammad, wasallim, and give him peace. 66 times. I don't know how many of you know, but Bismillahirrahmanirrahim is the best offense and the best defense. Do not do this practice without a wudu. Do not do this without a wudu. Our teacher, Sheikh Ahmad, he says, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and a wudu protect you from jinns and magic. Always keep your wudu and always keep this Bismillahirrahmanirrahim on your lips. If you cooking food, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. If you washing your clothes, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. You start in your car, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. If you put anything you say Bismillahirrahmanirrahim before, it becomes an act of worship. Anything you say Bismillahirrahmanirrahim before that action, it becomes worship. Every day, put your right shoe on, say Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. When you put your shoe on, you put your left shoe on, say Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Every step you take that day, Allah will count that as worship. Imagine, sister, if you could turn your footsteps into worship, you might not be thinking about Allah. But because you took that one intention, just with the Bismillahirrahmanirrahim putting on your shoes, you done forgot God. You done went to work, you done made some copies, you done made a couple phone calls. But every step you took, the angels was writing ibadah, 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 worship. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa sallim. One of the secrets of the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam is that Muhammad is nur, light. He's a manifestation of the direct light of Allah. Did you know Prophet Muhammad, they have no shadow? Lit up. Imagine you standing to a man in the desert with no shadow. The Sufis call him the shadowless prophet. Ain't never been a human being in the history of mankind had so much light, he was brighter than the sun, didn't cause no shadow for Prophet Muhammad. Anytime you say Allah give Muhammad peace, since he's light, that peace will reflect back to you. Anything you say about him is coming back to you because he's pure light. That's one of the secrets of the Sufis. We always send in prayers on Muhammad to have peace because his light is so bright. You throw it to him, he's throwing it right back to you. Now, we get into the good parts. It's all good. Rabbi, my Lord, Habli, Bestow upon me, give me. Malan means abundance. But not only abundance, jazilan, great amounts. Bihaki, by the truth of Angel Mikael. The angel Mikael is the angel over wealth, money, sustenance, and he's the one that brings rain to the planet Earth. Rain is a symbol of abundance and wealth. If you don't have rain back in the day, you had no crops and no food to eat. All the raindrops that come from the heavens, Mikael is the one who brings the rain. Mikael is the one who brings you wealth, money, paychecks, anything related to having money. This is the angel that do it. So when you say this, my Lord, give me abundance in great amounts by the truth of the angel Mikael, ooh, you're tuning into some keys of the universe. You didn't ask Allah to give you abundance in great amounts by the blessing of the angel who's going to bring it to you. With the exact number of 594. 594 cannot be explained at this time. But let me assure you, this and this, what's the difference? 484 and 594.
111.
All I'm going to say right now is that this 594 is related to the people and money in abundance. Okay? The next one this right here will make you a wali. This right here brings you wealth and money. This right here is direct connection to Allah. This right here is removing sins and opening doors. This right here is wealth, money, and prosperity. This right here makes you a wali. Wali is a friend of God. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. O Allah, send prayers upon our leader Muhammad. Rafi'u. He's the one that raises your station. He's the raises. Darajat is station. Wadud is love. The Prophet Muhammad salam will raise you up to the station of wadud, love. Once you get wadud, once you get to the station of love, the bird's gonna love you. The animal's gonna love you. All the people in creation gonna love you. All the angels gonna love you. All the prophets gonna love you. All the saints gonna love you. Everything in creation will love you.
Okay.
Cheikh,
Yeah.
the number 3. What is the English part of the last word before Michael? Truth.
Truth. Bihaki. Al-Haq is one of Allah's name, which means truth. B is by or with.
Okay.
By the truth of Mikael. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad, Rafiu Darajatu Wadudu. If you are not used to doing a lot of zikr, you can do these numbers 111 times. If you've been doing a lot of zikrs, 594, and this one 484. If you're not used to a lot of zikrs, just use 111. The last part is the first ayat in Surah Al-Baqarah. It's the first ayat in the second surah of the Quran. Alif Lam Mim, stop right there. Woo. 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 Woo.
You said that's what the second.
Surah Al-Baqarah, ayat number 1, the first ayat. Let me see, hold up, somebody. Oh, we got Sanditi Fall. Oh, somebody said they can't hear. Get your hand out of my pocket trying to get these jewels off of YouTube.
No, Sheikh,
Yes.
I'm sorry, you said number 5. Now number 5 was the first or the second in Al-Baqarah?
First verse in the second chapter, Al-Baqarah. Allah says, these mystical letters, Alif, Lam, Mim. Nobody has been able to give a clear meaning of, you see Alif, Lam, Mim, Alif, Lam, Ra, Taha, Hamim, Yasin. Some of the surahs in Quran, Allah is just like, Alif, Lam, Mim. What do that mean? Hamim, Yasin, Taha, Alif, Lam, Ra. He got a surah to start out with Sa'd. He got a surah to start out with Noon. Some verses in Quran are so mystical, Allah just give you 3 letters. Personally, I've been doing this dhikr in high numbers. I've seen what Alif Lam Mim mean, but I don't think I'm in the liberty to tell y'all. Alif Lam Mim, Allahu, La ilaha illahu, Al Hayyu Qayyum. Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum. The Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam said this. The Ismul Azam, the greatest name of Allah. Everybody knows we study 99 names of Allah, but there's a secret name of Allah, or what they call Ismul Azam, the greatest, most powerful name of Allah. Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam said in the hadith clearly, the Ismul Azam, the greatest name of Allah, is in 3 verses in Quran. He said it's in the verse in Ayatul Kursi, Allahu la ilaha illahu al hayyu qayyum. He said it's in the verse Alif Lam Mim, Allahu la ilaha illahu al hayyu qayyum. And the 3rd verse he said it's in is a verse where it says Lil Hayyu Qayyum. What names do you hear?
Allah.
Allah. And the last one you hear Lil Hayyu Qayyum. So some scholars said that this right here, Al Hayyu Qayyum, is actually the greatest name of Allah. It's 2 names together. When you use that Ismul Azam, you got direct connection to Allah. Okay? The best number for this is 484.
Which one?
Alif Lam Mim, Allahu la ilaha illahu al hayyu qayyum.
484.
It's because why? If you say this prayer,
You ain't
484 times is gonna bring you what?
money and people.
Oh my God.
So 44 times a day. So that means for how long? For life.
Until the money and people show up. And for me, people have showed up and money done showed up.
Okay.
I mean,
Now this is the first level. As they say in the rap game, there's levels to this shit. This is the first level in this practice of the alchemy of happiness. You want to do this for 40 days. Oh, snap. Now we're getting into some rocket science. You want to do this for 40 days without missing a day. Guess what that's going to do? Enough to make the nigga go crazy. You do this for 40 days without missing a day?
You're going to go out Atlanta see Sufi. This will make him personal.
What happened?
All the brothers will come and see you personally.
In the first 40 days, my friends,
Oh, what's that happening?
you will create the mad scientist, a Ruhani.
Oh, I talk about towards the wrong.
You will give birth to a Ruhani. To a Ruhani. A Ruhani is a spiritual being made of light that is created from the names of God that you're reciting.
The spiritual being of light
That is created
that is created.
from the words and prayers you are reciting. That's why, my friends, let me tell you this. Straight up. One of the Ruhanis I created with some names. I was asleep. He cut my eyebrows off. I woke up with no fucking eyebrows. Don't be freaked out.
Huh? Wait a minute. Wait.
I'm not saying that again. I'm on camera. But y'all heard what I said. Some things might start happening to you that's beyond your explanation. Do not be freaked out. That's why we don't give this to everybody.
God.
This Ruhani
Wow.
can and will talk to you. Hearing voices is not, I'm hearing choirs. Da, 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 da. In 40 days, you'll have the Ruhani will be in a baby form. You gave birth to it. It ain't grown yet. All of these prayers you're reciting are light. Those lights will form a being. That being is called a Ruhani. This Ruhani will stay with you and work with you. For everything you want in life, the longer you do this prayer, the more powerful that Ruhani will get. After 40 days, we change some of these numbers. Because the baby Ruhani can only take so much light. If you feed it too much light, you'll kill it. It'll die. Too much light? Yes.
If you miss a day, should you start over?
I almost said if you miss a day, you're stupid. This practice, my friend, is not for people who miss a day. If you think you're going to miss a day, don't do it.
Don't even start it.
No. Don't miss it. You're creating a being of light. You don't want, you can't miss a day. But this being, imagine you got a baby and you ain't feed the baby for a whole day. If that ain't good in the physical world, You better feed this Rouhani or don't create them.
Where?
Sheikh, she said that you can't feed the Rouhani too much, though.
That's why, if I told you how many times I'm reciting these numbers, you'd be like, damn. One of these zikrs I recite 4,356 times a day. I'm not going to tell you which one, but one of these go all the way up to 4,356. Another one go up to 1,782.
So once you start this, you're creating a Rihan.
Boy, you a genius.
And once you start that, it's a birth. You're giving birth to a Rihani for life. That means you have to say this to keep that Rihani healthy.
Basically, yes.
Whatever.
Basically, the Rouhani gonna bring you people and more money. The more powerful it get, the more people coming to you, the more money coming to you. If you're doing business, the Rouhani gonna go inside the people you selling to and make them buy from you, straight up. If you're talking to people about Islam, the Rouhani gonna go inside the person, clean their heart, they gonna take Shahada to accept Islam. Straight up. This right here is high science. No beginning people don't get this. I'm cutting off the fucking YouTube. Sorry. That's enough.